Abbasid Art and Architecture, Innovation in Islamic Aesthetics. Introduction, a world of splendor and innovation. Imagine stepping into a city where every wall, every dome, and every doorway is a canvas of unimaginable beauty, intricate patterns, soaring arches, and colors that seem to dance under the sunlight. A civilization that didn't just build cities, but crafted masterpieces that spoke of divine inspiration and human genius. Welcome to the golden era of the Abbasids, where art wasn't just decoration. It was a declaration of identity, power, and vision. Welcome to Sands of History, where we journey deep into the forgotten stories and breathtaking achievements of the past. If you find value in our work and want to help us continue bringing history to life, please consider supporting us. Links are in the description. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our video to help Sands of History grow. The Abbasid Revolution, a new dawn in culture. When the Abbasids overthrew the Umayyads in 750 CE, they didn't just seize political power, they ushered in a revolution in culture, intellect, and aesthetics. Their capital, Baghdad, founded by Caliph al-Mansur, was not merely a political center. It was designed as a cosmic city, a reflection of the heavens on earth. Art and architecture under the Abbasids were infused with new ideas, blending Persian, Byzantine, Central Asian, and Arab traditions into a vibrant new Islamic aesthetic. This was a time when innovation was not only encouraged but celebrated. Baghdad, the Round City and beyond. At the heart of Abbasid architectural innovation stood Baghdad itself. Unlike any city before it, Baghdad was meticulously planned, a perfect circle nearly 2 miles across, with palaces, mosques, and government buildings radiating outward from a grand central complex. The Round City's design symbolized the Abbasids' vision of a world centered on their caliphate, an earthly paradise governed by divine justice. Its construction showcased early Abbasid mastery of geometry, symmetry, and urban planning. Beyond Baghdad, cities like Samarra rose to fame. Founded by Caliph al-Mutasim in 836 CE, Samarra was an architectural marvel stretching over 30 miles. Here, Abbasid architects experimented freely with scale, design, and materials. The Great Mosque of Samarra, a monument to innovation. One of the most iconic examples of Abbasid architecture is the Great Mosque of Samarra. Built between 848 and 851 CE, remains one of the largest mosques ever constructed, with a distinctive spiral minaret, the Malwiya Tower, rising over 50 meters into the sky. The mosque's colossal size and unique design reflect not just religious devotion, but the Abbasids' desire to awe their subjects and symbolize their global ambitions. The Malwiya's spiral ramp allowed a caller to ascend gradually, a dramatic ascent that turned the simple call to prayer into a grand, symbolic act. The mosque was constructed primarily with baked brick and covered in intricate stucco decoration, a hallmark of Abbasid art. Patterns of vines, leaves, and geometric forms, rather than figural representation, revealed a sophisticated mastery of abstraction that would deeply influence Islamic art for centuries. Stucco, calligraphy, and the rise of abstraction. Abbasid artists excelled in the use of stucco, a fine plaster, to create elaborate wall decorations. In Samarra, 3 distinct styles of stucco emerged: deeply carved vegetal designs, style A, more abstract and flowing forms, style B, and fully geometric, repetitive patterns, style C. This move toward abstraction marked a pivotal moment in Islamic aesthetics. Without relying on images of humans or animals, Abbasid artists created mesmerizing designs that hinted at infinity, a visual echo of Islamic theology's emphasis on the boundlessness of God. Alongside stucco, calligraphy emerged as perhaps the most exalted art form. The Abbasids transformed Arabic script into an art in itself, adorning walls, objects, and manuscripts with beautiful, flowing verses from the Quran. The Kufic script, in particular, with its angular, monumental style, became synonymous with sacred beauty. In Abbasid art, words were not just carriers of meaning, they were carriers of beauty. The House of Wisdom, a beacon of intellectual aesthetics. Art and architecture were not isolated endeavors in Abbasid society. They were deeply interconnected with science, philosophy, and literature. In Baghdad, the famed al-Hikma, the House of Wisdom, symbolized this fusion of knowledge and beauty. Manuscripts, maps, and scientific instruments were crafted with extraordinary artistry. Illuminated manuscripts, with their intricate borders and vibrant colors, reflected the Abbasid belief that knowledge itself was a divine gift worthy of the highest forms of aesthetic devotion. Even everyday objects, from glassware and ceramics to textiles and metalwork, bore the marks of this intellectual artistry, often featuring poetic inscriptions, complex geometric patterns, and elegant forms that married function with beauty. Pottery and glasswork. Beauty in everyday life. Abbasid innovation wasn't limited to grand palaces and religious buildings. They revolutionized everyday art as well. The Abbasids perfected lusterware, a type of pottery glazed with metallic oxides that shimmered like gold and silver. This technique created iridescent surfaces that transformed simple bowls and vases into objects of wonder. Glassmakers in the Abbasid era developed sophisticated techniques for cutting, engraving, and enameling glass. Baghdad's artisans produced delicate perfume bottles, drinking vessels, and lamp globes that were prized across the Islamic world and beyond. In Abbasid society, beauty was not a luxury reserved for the elite. It was woven into the fabric of daily life, a reflection of the divine order and the human aspiration toward excellence. The spread of Abbasid aesthetics. Abbasid artistic and architectural innovations radiated far beyond Baghdad and Samarra. Across the Islamic world, from North Africa to Central Asia, rulers and artists adopted it and adapted Abbasid styles to their own contexts. The influence of Abbasid architecture can be seen in the mosques of Cairo, the palaces of Andalusia, and the caravanserais of Persia. The emphasis on geometric design, calligraphy, and abstract ornamentation became defining features of Islamic art for centuries. The Abbasids did not merely build for their time, they set the standards for Islamic aesthetics for generations to come. Legacy, a timeless inspiration. Even after the political power of the Abbasids waned, their artistic legacy endured. Later dynasties, from the Fatimids to the Ottomans, drew upon Abbasid innovations, refining and expanding the aesthetic principles first fully realized in Baghdad and Samarra. Today, echoes of Abbasid art and architecture can be seen in mosques, museums, and manuscripts around the world. Their vision of beauty, deeply spiritual, intellectually sophisticated, and breathtakingly intricate, continues to inspire artists, architects, and admirers of Islamic culture. The Abbasids remind us that art is not merely a reflection of a civilization's wealth or power, it is a reflection of its soul. Conclusion: the eternal beauty of the Abbasids. The Abbasids took the seeds of earlier Islamic culture and nurtured them into a magnificent garden of innovation, elegance, and wonder. Their contributions to art and architecture did more than beautify the world. They redefined how humanity expresses spirituality, intellect, and identity through aesthetics. As we marvel at the remains of Samarra, the pages of illuminated Qurans, and the shimmering surfaces of Abbasid ceramics, we are reminded of a golden age where beauty and meaning were inseparable. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Abbasid art and architecture. If you enjoyed this exploration, please consider supporting Sands of History. Links to help us financially are in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to help us continue bringing the wonders of history to life. Until next time, keep exploring the sands of history.